Okay, guys, hello. Welcome back to our channel, Charing. Anyway, so welcome back to our discussion about Node. So today we will be discussing a vital part of using Node.js. So for today, we will be discussing the modular approach on how to use the different classes and how to access also file systems when it comes to Node. So as we all know, the main difference between Node.js and the native JavaScript is that we cannot access file systems or files in general when we are using JS native. So with Node, we can actually call or we can have an access with the file system, and so that is really helpful, especially when we are dealing with web servers in the future. So before we jump into that, uh, we we will be looking into the documentation of Node. So everything that you need actually is already here. Everything that you will be needing in the uh, next programs or next activities will be here, and especially if you're really using Node for practice or for practical purposes, you have already here. So our version is version 16, so we can actually see everything from uh there. So all the modules that is already included in JS are already here. So you also have uh the things that you need to look. For example, we have these globals right here. So these are the core functions of what we call Node.js. So you have how to use it and etc. So for today's class, we will be tackling with file systems. So we have this what we call file system documentation right now. Ayan, so tignan lang natin. Marami marami talaga siyang marami nangyayari. Okay, so in order to use file system, we have this following. So, yun, we will be exploring this in a bit. Okay, so for today's lesson, we will be using, what are we going to use ba? Okay, so we will be using file, wait, where's that? FS so this is alphabetical level. Ayan. So we'll be using FS write file, okay, for today. So before we begin, let's try to create first our folder for this session. So just click on this one, and then let's have this maybe notes app. Okay. So we will be working with this folder today. Okay, so before we begin, we're going to create our file inside the Notes app. So you have app that, let's just name it app.js. Okay, so this is our application that we're going to use today. Okay, and then we're going to call our fs. So let's play with fs. Okay, let's have fs write file sync. Okay, we're going to open this. Then you have the arguments inside. So you have the file and the data. So you can also have options like encoding mode or flag. Okay, so it will return undefined, and if data is a plain object, it must have its own toString property. Okay, function property. Okay, the mode option only affects the newly created files. Ayan. Okay, so going to try to create a file. So using Node.js. Okay. Let's have fs dot, sorry. So, fs. Minsan buang din kasi yung ano yung pangalan intelligence ng JS, ay ng VB. So, write file sync. And then, we have the two arguments. So, first, we have the file name. So, nodes.txt. And then, what are the things that we can enter? So, hello world this file is created with Node.js. Eme. Okay, okay. So if we're going to run this one, okay, so node apps app.js. Okay. So may error siya. Ang error nito ay actually super haba. Clear na kita. Ayan. Okay, so it says that it cannot find the module that is inside the app, the one that we're calling. Kasi hindi pa natin siya nai-instantiate or we haven't instantiated uh, the module that we need to use. So in order to do that, oh no, wait lang. Hehe. We're going to enter. Okay. So we're going to go back with the documentation right here. Taas na natin. Okay. So we need to use this one. So you have cons fs required fs. Lagay lang muna natin siya sa taas. Okay. So this fs right here is a variable and this is also the what do you call this? This is the class that this is the module that we're actually going to use. See, module fs. Ayan. See? So, after nyan, save lang natin. Try natin ulit siya i-run. So, error pa rin siya kasi module not found pa rin. So, what were we going to do is we're going to going to save this one. Okay. Gets. We haven't, kasi kaya siya nag-error is, we haven't called the folder yet. So, in order to do that, cd, and we type notes app. Ayan. We're not running inside it. That's why the module cannot be found a while ago. Anyway, going to run node app.js. As you can see, the notes text right here is already created. So we have hello world, and this file is created with Node.js. So, ayun. So kanina, if we're going to delete this one, okay. So, and then we're going to delete these notes right here. So, wala pa siya, okay? Then, we're going to run this one. So, error siya kasi fs is not actually defined yet, okay? So, we're going to put this one in order to instantiate what is fs and in order to call fs as well as the module that is needed for the system, for the program. So, if we're going to run it, as you can see, you have that notes.txt that is already created right here. What if we're going to edit this one? Like, let Lenny lead, Charis. Okay, we're going to have like ako dito madami. Yeah. Okay, so save this one and then we're going to run it again. As you can see, the notes text is updated already. Hindi siya gumawa ng bagong file na notes.txt because it is already existing. In-override niya lang yung laman. Okay? Okay. Okay, so as I was saying kanina, this is just actually a variable that we use in order to make make karga the module fs. So if we're going to change this like file system, and then we're going to change this to it will still run. So let's try to have this like, okay. So this will still run and will override our notes app. For filing or for naming convention, let's just stick with this kung ano yung nakalagay sa ating documentation. Okay, so it's just the same thing. Okay, next. Okay, so with that, uh, hello world. This is created. Okay, let's just run this for the last. Okay, so before we move to the next lesson, let's have first a little bit of a challenge for you guys. So I want you to append the message notes.txt. Okay, so we're going to append it by using append file sync. Okay, so next is run the script and appended text. Okay, so what is append? You're actually adding text inside the script. So for example, our notes text right here, right now, is have this hello world kineme kinemeru. So you're going to append it by writing, sige, add, tapos insert your name right here. Okay. Ayan, so you need to append, use append file 6 to append the file. Add my name is Kineme, run the script, and check your work by opening the file and viewing the appended text. Okay, so I'll give you 5 minutes. 5 minutes? I'll give you 5 minutes to do that. Siyempre, hindi na, siyempre, siyempre recorded pala to, kaya, sige, edit out na lang natin mamaya. Anyway, going back. Okay, so how do we do this appending kineme? And then we're just going to use append file sync. So fs append file sync. And then we're going to add the name. So notes pa rin. So if we're going to check sa documentation ni append, hanapin lang natin. Append. So path and then the data. Sorry. So notes.txt, and then we're going to add our, okay. So just going to comment on this one. Let's put a space beforehand kasi that's how we roll. And then we just run app.js. So if we're going to go back here, you can see we have the my name is Rosel already. So that's how we are going to append notes. Your files is using append file system. So if we're going to check more, you can also rename the file. So let's try this one. Rename file, rename sync. Okay, so ayan. So fs dot rename sync, and then old path which is notes.txt, and then the new path is, let's say, notes1.txt. Okay, we're going to name this, and we're going to run. As you can see, notes text doesn't exist anymore, and then we have notes1.txt already. Okay, so ayun, that's it for this part muna. And then we're going to also import your own files on the next one. Okay? Yun lang. Bye-bye. Muna. Okay guys, hello. I'm nagbabalik. So, okay, this is the second part of using different files or different modules inside Node.js. So, okay, so for today, for this moment, we'll be deleting everything with this one. So as you can see, we're still working with our notes app. So you have your app and then your notes right here. But of course, we'll just be deleting things first. Okay, so for this one, if you want to clear your screen, just put CLS and all the commands will be deleted. Okay, so let's just create a very simple thing lang. So you have cons, then we have name, then let's just put it like Roselle right here, and then just print it, console.log. So you have name right here. Nothing groundbreaking. We're just going to run this one, and it will show my name. So yun. So for this one, let's try to create another app. So another file. So let's just have it like utils.js. Okay. So in here, we're going to enter, uh, let's just print things. So just console.log. Siguro, let's have like, utils.js in order for us to determine if we're actually calling utils.js. So, going back here, sabi ko nga, since wala pa rin naman nagbabago, we're just printing my name right here. Okay? So, if we're going to call utils, let's put a require here, require, and then we're going to have, we're going to put the directory of the file. Okay, so kapag you're calling a file inside the same folder, just put period backslash and then utils.js. You will put the file name. So if we're going to run this, wala, ayon. So as you can see here, we have already called utils.js, the things na ginagawa ni utils.js right here. So, since andito siya sa taas, higher than this console log right here, so mauuna may execute si util.js than the inside our app. So if we're going to put it right here, so you can see, mauuna na yung name ko na nilagay ko right here than the required utils.js. So let's just put it back, or just put it back here. Okay, see. Okay, so for now, let's remove this, yan, and then we're going to utilize utils, and then we're going to put a name here, cons name, let's say Pedro. Cons kasi, ayan. Going to have it here. Okay. So, since we are requiring, ayan, si apps.js. So, ang goal natin is makuha yung name mula dito kay Pedro going to apps.js. But that is not possible because name is not yet defined. So, how are we going to define it? Babalik tayo dito sa utils and then we're going to export the module that we're going to be needing. So we have module that exports, and then ano i-export natin is si name. Ayan. Mali. Ayan. Okay, so going to export, ganyan. So, kung ano man ang i-assign mo dito sa module.exports, mapupunta siya dito kay app, sa kabilang app, kung saan mo siya tinawag. Okay? Error pa rin siya kasi we still have to define it over here. So, we're going to do it. So, we're going to assign kung ano man yung in-export natin dito in here. So, we have cons. And we can have the name kasi yun yung andito natin sa printout. And then, we can just have it cons kasi. Ayan. We can have it like this. If we're going to run this one, you can see here, Pedro is already seen. So, delete lang natin to. So, if we're going to run, so you can see our name is Pedro. We exported the name, module, and then pupunta natin siya dito sa require. Since yun yung sinasalo niya, then we have constant. Yan. So, andun na si Pedro. Okay, so whatever file name that you use here doesn't mean that you should also use this in here. So you can just have it like n, and then I should also use n right here, and it will still show the same result. Okay. Name. Ayusin ko lang. Okay, so today, wait lang, nauuhaw ako. Let's try to use a more practical uh example. Okay, mali. Mm. Okay, let's try to create a function here sa utils, and then yun yung tatawagin natin papunta kay app. Okay, let's try to create an app function. So cons app add, and then function. Okay, mali. Okay. Okay, let's have like syempre add, let's say two numbers. Okay, let's have A and B, and then ang return niya is A plus B. Tama nga. Sabi ko nga. Okay. Then we're going to, okay, so we're going to export this one papunta kay apps. App, sorry. So we have, what's that? Add. Okay. Okay, so balik tayo dito kay apps. So basically, this name right here doesn't make sense anymore. And then of course, this one also. So gagawin natin dito kay, gawa tayo ng sum siguro. And then, we're going to, okay, tatawagin nga natin si, so, okay, let's just put it add. Kasi function siya. Okay, so add, okay, makes sense. And then, we're just going to have like, I'm going to create a variable, sum. So, we're going to call add, and then add is we have two, anong tawag ulit doon? Two arguments sa loob ng add. So we have A and B. So let's just have 2 and 3. And then we're going to print the sum right here. Okay, so we are expecting an output that is 5. Okay, so yun. Pasok sa panga. Okay, so that's how you call a function from a different file papunta sa iyong main file. So, I'm going to have another challenge for you guys. This is the one to be submitted na. Okay, so pro tip, just highlight this and then control forward slash in order to comment everything. Everything! Ayan. So, this will be your challenge for today. And boom, movie magic, charot. So this will be your challenge. You're going to create a new file called Node.js, create get nodes function that returns your nodes, export get nodes function, and from app.js, you'll be calling the function printing this one. Okay, so ayun, mga kapatid kay Cristo, that will be your activity. Let's add. Call the function printing message to console. Sige, pwede na yan. Okay, so that will be your activity for today. Ayan, maiksi lang naman. Okay, yun lang. Bye. Then we will be discussing this part next time. Okay, bye-bye.